Okay, people, just a quickie before getting to the meat and potatoes of the weekly, which would make this an appetizer, wouldn't it? A delicious Transformers appetizer. Anyway, last weekend at New York Toy Fair, I randomly ran across the Yolopark booth. I was looking for something else and boo! There it was. In doing so, I got to mess with their Transformers AMK Pro Series Generation 1 Megatron, and it's a little out of scale with what I already have on the shelf, and I think when it was first revealed, the face seemed a little flat, or at least that's the feeling I got from the promotional images. But having it in hand, like I said, and I was told it's going to ship in the next month, so that's even better. But that's not the news. While I was in that booth, I looked up and realized that they had already shown an AMK Pro Series Generation 1 Optimus Prime. And god dang, that makes everything more tempting. You give us the yin to the yang when it comes to Transformers leaders, and it's almost irresistible. You gotta have the pair. They just look so good together. That made me jump completely off the fence and put in my pre-order for Megatron. It was too easy. There was a QR code in the booth and it was like, deet, okay, click, done. Because Prime looks amazing. Megatron looks amazing. They look amazing together. Plus, besides Prime having the accessories that he comes with, or that he's shown with in the images, like the Energy Axe, the Ion Cannon, there's also a scaled Megatron in gun mode. And that makes it even more fun because the rep told me that the next Transformer is Starscream. That's on top of 10 more for next year. I don't know if that includes Starscream or besides Starscream, but 10 more makes the future seem bright. You know, a lot of these companies do the main characters and then they move on. They just, okay, here's these. Nah. But if there's going to be 10 more to go along with Optimus and Megatron and Starscream, especially if they get to Soundwave, I gotta be there for that. All in all, the $50 price tag seems worth it. With the 8-inch size, the amount of accessories, the various die-cast parts, that's just a lot of goodness for that amount of money. But remember, these are technically model kits, but in the broadest sense of the word. It's not a ton of little tiny pieces in sprues you gotta cut out and put together. It's more take the leg, plug it into the waist, plug it into the torso. It's broken up by body part. I'm guessing this is done for licensing, where they can do a similar scale to other companies, but then the model gimmick sets it apart. I just know the one I messed with felt like your standard action figure. It felt solid and kind of heavy because of the die cast and ooh, Megatron. Oh. Right now, Megatron is up for pre-order, and like I mentioned, should release in the next month, and then Optimus should be available in the next couple of months with a quick turnaround. To make this quickie less quickie, would you like to see more of these? I'm on the tail end of getting my new workspace done, so I'm gonna have a lot more time to be on the news as it happens, or well, it's not gonna be as it happens. It'll probably be a couple of hours later, but it won't be waiting to the weekend. For actual breaking news, it'll probably be more like an initial reaction type thing. Oh, here's pictures. They just showed this. And then when it gets to the weekly, it'll be more involved. Or when it's something like this that I've been sitting on for a couple of days through flights and drives and everything, I've put some thought behind it, I can take this and just put it as a recap segment at the first of the weekly. And that kind of lightens the load on Fridays when I'm recording that video. I used to do quickies more a few years back, but I always felt like it diluted the weekly, like I was taking away from the big show, or at least the big show for this channel. And now that there is so much news going on, and that I may just stuff it into the weekly anyway, quickies just get me talking about toys more during the week, I guess. Anyway, let me know either little tidbits or segments that I'll put into the weekly later. And then we'll talk about the week's news and have our fun on Saturdays too. Just more fun overall, I guess, is what I'm thinking of. You know me, I just throw things at the wall, see what sticks, and even if they do stick, I may forget about it and then come back around to it later and think I have a genius idea that I've already done a year before. Remember figure fodder? I don't know. We'll see what happens.